you to be able to know the 5-number summary quickly and easily. As always, least to greatest. Laura, 1,000 points right there. And let's do this.
I found him. What's he doing? I don't know.
The 5-number summary is the following values.
He's talking to someone.
From least to greatest, min, Q1, median, Q3, and the max. Nice answers. If you put the 5-number summary in the chat, you get 1,000 points. Keep these answers coming.
What is it? What happened?
Hey everybody, we still have no water. It's still no water here. I'm scared too. I'm scared. Wearing glasses today. No, or I'll just do this and I can't see anything then. Ah! How's everyone doing? Oh man. Got the glasses on today. Texas is heating up and getting back to normal. Can everyone hear the Kahoot music in the background? Let's show the Kahoot code right here. Take down UT Marvel. But Texas is slowly getting back to normal. People saying they're scared. How's everyone doing? We'll see if he'll start joining the Kahoot. Sometimes I fear I'm not streaming. Tell me I'm streaming. Ah! We got people joining in. I love it. That we hopefully will get water back today. We had it for like a moment this morning. We had the faucets, like we drained them out, like I just should do. And then so we had one on to hear if the water started going. We were like, and I was like, water. But like I told people, we're drinking lemonada, really good. I think it's a French drink. It's like a nice lemon drink. Luckily, I bought a case of it off Amazon before Texas, like before everything happened. So yeah, glasses today, and I don't think people notice about me, but I've had 2 eye surgeries. I'm really blind. Like if I take this out, I have to look. I cannot read the screen at all. So take this out. Like I talk about like contacts. I know we need Red Bull, Andrew. I need Red Bull. I've kind of been weaning myself off of it. Yep. There's a plus button on Discord to send it. So my hair just looks ridiculous. Let's just try to look as ridiculous as we can. This is how we're gonna do the whole Kahoot, just like this. I mean, if you just lean into it, that's what I say. Just go with it. Caveman Brian right there. Just lean into it. That's all you can do with this. We'll start here in like 2 minutes. Let's put the 2-minute timer on as we're listening to some nice Kahoot music. Someone said, Tharin, thank you for the positivity. I know that things are crazy, and I appreciate that because I really think a positive attitude helps with things. Like, okay, we made it through the on-off outages. Also, Brian's with a Y for the win. No Brian's with a Y. You must know a Brian with the Y. Maybe it's your dad, it's your brother, and someone chose to misspell the name Brian. Now I'm mad. I play the. It's for Brian's with a Y. Brian's with a Y right here. I'm out of here. Okay, we're happy again now. We're back to happy. Just messing around, Morgan. It's the ever ongoing feud between the Brians of the world, whether it's an I or a Y. The war, it's your dad. I knew it. He's lied to you about. You say no. Other Brian says. it's like this literal. I don't know. I've literally met and said it to other Brians, like, but do you spell it correctly? And then they'll be like, oh no. Like we'll say that to each other. You'll meet a Brian, you'll be like, but how do you spell it? And so doing well. She's doing well. Playing some Pokemon. We can't play the music, but we can just be like, I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. The first theme song is the only one, because other seasons are not as good. I don't know what's it. They're on like XY, Black and White. I don't know. I don't even know the new season of Pokemon. I kind of lost track after Black and White, X and Y, and then just playing Sword and Shield. Did they call the show that? Because they called the show Black and White. So I don't know. Is there a definitive of Bryson? Oh no. Okay, last story here before we get started. I think there's the timer. Last quick story. When I lived on campus in the dorms, I think there was 4 Bryans and 1 Byron. So on our floor of like 30 guys, 4 Bryans and 1 Byron. And it was so funny. And I think Byron was about my age now. He was living in the dorms. Another all that. Whatever. But it was so interesting. I liked living in the dorms. A lot of fun. Anyways, who's ready to do some Kahoot? I need some Amres in the chat. Let's get hype here. Let's get hyped. Caveman Brian.
Caveman Brian. To the boss screen. Who's hype? I'm ready, Mia says.
Tiny Brian's voice.
They did something to my voice changer. There must have been an update they pushed through. I'm gonna have to work on the voices this weekend. Let's go!
Oh, let's do this. This is my first Kahoot. I'm ready. Let's throw 20 points for Parker right here. Thank you for showing up for your first Kahoot, Parker. We're throwing some 20 points to the viewers. Andrew, just being top tier, Andrew. Check out. My gosh, look at those points. And those hours are real. The points are a little fun, but the hours Andrew has is real. Thank you, Andrew. Stats 1 legend. Here we Thanks so much. Katie, too. Go. Let's do this. This is all over correlation. I can disappear when needed. Let's do this. First question on correlation is going to be, what is the strength of the following scatter plot? Dun, dun. What is the strength of it? 30 seconds. What is the strength? That looks to me to be a kind of strong, but you also need to know the direction. There's 4 things we need to know. There is strength, direction, form, and unusual features. That is how we describe bivariate quantitative data: strength, direction, form, unusual features. So what's the strength of this one? If you know, who thought this one was easy? Can I get some easy, totally knew it? Ooh, we tricked some people. Oh, what is definitely the direction of this? It has to be what? So the direction is part of strength. Strength is closer to -1 or +1. So you could talk about strength in an absolute value sense. Easy, nice job right there. Yeah, the more you do it, the more practice you get. And so this one is more towards the strong side. And so we have put test questions like this. If it was 0.4, it's going to look more like a 0. And if it's closer to 1, it's going to be more tight, compact. Don't worry if you got this one wrong. This is closer to -0.8, I would say. And it has to be negative. That immediately you're just choosing on this between this one right here and this one right here. Those are the only 2 possible choices. And then is it kind of more moderate, weak, or towards the strong side? The stronger it is, the tighter compact it is, the weaker it is, the more expanded it is. And this is pretty compact right here. It's pretty tight around the line. So great starting question. Thank you so much. I looked over it I hope no errors today. First question down, no errors. Brave Dolphin in the lead, amusing hamster. Ooh, quick answers right there. Who will win with the next question? No one did it within a 1/10 of a second though. Next question. What is the strength of the following correlation? Oh, what is the strength of this correlation? Remember, correlation only measures linear strength. Correlation only measures linear strength. That's the big hint. To know the strength of this correlation, you need to know that correlation only measures linear strength. And this is a very weak one. I'm giving hints as we talk through this. Correlation is only linear strength, and this is a very non-linear sort of relationship. One thing I do want to mention really quickly is correlation is only between 2 quantitative variables. Good job. As if you were listening to hints right there. So why might someone, don't worry if you picked this one, why might people have picked this answer? Can anyone explain why this answer, I do understand why that was the second most answer. Here you go, pin, there you go. Why was this answer, thank you, Roger, good to see you here. Why was this answer here the second most common answer? Because this association between the 2 variables is very what? This parabolic association. And it is closer to 1, and this is a very what? Parabolic association. It's around the form, right, Elizabeth? Great job. This is a very strong association, but then why is this the answer? Why is the answer basically this? And so why is this? Because the linear relationship here is very what? If you were to draw, I think I got snipping tool to the rescue, best screenshot device ever. That's the theme song for snipping tool. If you were to draw around this, you would see that this is very weak. And if you put a line through it, the line's flat. So there's no linear correlation here. So the linear relationship is extremely weak, but the parabolic association is very strong. So what do we mean by very strong? We mean tight around the form, something we covered a lot to make sure people understood that when we talk about the strength of something, it is how tight it is around the form. And you'll notice that if you look at the parabolic relationship, it's very tight around the parabolic form. But you're still going to get a linear correlation of 0 because linearly, here's the linear form, it's not tight around the linear form. So it's very weak linear. And a big thing you should know is, especially in 201, correlation only measures linear strength. 320, yours is coming up. And let me just say this. I do not joke. I think someone in 201, if they stay for the 320 Kahoot, could actually win the 320 Kahoot. You have a big advantage because we're going to be covering correlation next week for 320. So 320's Kahoot is right after this, so stay tuned, just another 30 minutes. You'll get more review of correlation, and you might even win the Kahoot, and we'll throw out some big points and everything. So stay tuned for that next Kahoot if you want to take part in it. Brave Dolphin is just destroying it, staying in the lead. That's so interesting when first place gets there and stays there, but can they hold on to it? Here we go. True or false? The following scatterplot has no association. I don't want to give any hints. You should know right now. Oh no, please. Can we get 80% right answers? I will hit the happy button if we get 80% right answers. I'll hit the happy button. I'll hit the sad button if not. And the answer is, oh no. No, hit the wrong button. Just dang it, someone's supposed to say something. Okay, let's get serious here. I was waiting for someone to say something. I was waiting for someone to be like, what? Wait, what happened? Why are we over? Okay, don't worry. Like, I was waiting. I was like, no one's saying anything. Okay, so what's the deal right here? Does this show no association? It might have been the delay. Does this show no association? Yes or no? Does this show no association? What is the deal with this? Someone explain. Good, I got me confused. Does this show... No, it's all right. Don't worry. Don't worry if you got it wrong. This is where we just practice. Does this show no association? Yes or no? Like, you can... I want people talking about this. Like, when we talk about this, correct, no. This does not show no association. This does show an association. Boom, Parker. Let's throw 50 points for Parker right there. Parker, that is a perfect answer. So let's throw some points in the chat. That is the kind of thing I want to see people discussing when we do this, is like, there is an association, it's just not linear. So even though the correlation on this is very close to 0, there is an association. So Parker, thank you so much. Perfect answer there. That's what I'd want people to see, especially what we'd write on a test. So the correlation there is close to 0, but it's just because it's not a linear association between the variables. So there is an association, it's just not linear. Correlation only measures linear strength. Maybe Parker's Brave... Oh, what happened to Brave Dolphin? Mountain Jaguar just took out a dolphin. That's quite the... Man, I wish I could have seen that. Genius Gator, though. Oh, Purple Turtle? But Hero Bunny's back. I swear we've seen Hero Bunny. Hero Bunny, I'm always voting for Bunny. Quick story real quick. I picked up Morty for the first time today. I did it properly. We had to move him around. I picked him up, held the butt, and picked him up by the chest. You got to be very careful. Picked up Morty, our little bunny, and he was nice. He got a little scared, but Morty got picked up, and I felt really proud. I was a proud bunny father. When would there not be an association? Really good question right there. So let me show that, because I can show it. 2 seconds. I'm not ironically putting up class over. I'm just pulling up the thing right here. Here we go. I think that's... Look at all those unsaved documents. The perfect example of no association... Oh, I hate it when it does that. The perfect example of no association is this right here. This is... Both of these will have r equal to 0. That's r equal to 0. And also this lower one is r equal to 0. So both of these have r equal to 0. But in the top one, there is no association at all. In the bottom one, it's just a nonlinear association. Does this make sense to everybody? So they both have a correlation equal to 0, but you can see that the proper form for this one is not linear. So both of these graphics have no linear correlation, but this one has a parabolic association. So although the correlation is equal to 0, there is an association that is not linear. The top one is a no association at all. There's just the data is completely random. So does that make sense to everybody? I know the bunny. You got to be careful. If you pick them up improperly, you could hurt them. So, oh wait, next question. I missed. Which of the following is required to meet a scatter plot? Ooh, what is required to make a scatter plot? What is required? It's almost like I'm trying to tell you, QQ, straight enough, no outliers. Trying to remember if I include the last one, because that's required for regression. So I'd probably not pick it. QQ, straight enough, no outliers. QQ, straight enough, no outliers. I'm not telling you the answers, I am. QQ, straight enough, no outliers. Yes. Oh, yes. Which is required? Ooh. And let me explain why. Because to make a scatter plot, trickier question than I thought for a moment. A scatter plot must have this. To make a scatter plot, you must have this. Does that make sense? This is required. This is required. You must have quantitative variables. If you have two categorical variables, what will you create? If you have two categorical variables, what will you create? If you have two categorical variables, what will you create? Very important thing right here. If you have two categorical variables, what will you create? Like if you have class level and you have pass fail or something. If you have two, no, you can play in the future. Jensen, I'll show you the code here in a second. Very close, Daria. If you have, and you can always play. Everyone's allowed to play, even if you're a random person on the internet. You can play as long as you're being positive here. And I know you're probably in another section, but so this right here, a bar chart is one categorical variable. What's up top here? Top has two categorical variables, and it would look something like this right here. So up top, you have a what? And that's two categorical mosaic plot. Nice job right there, Tia. That's a mosaic plot, and that's two categorical variables. A bar chart is one categorical variable, and you know what I have? I have something here. If you don't have this, take a screenshot of it. Take a screenshot of this right here. This is the listing of all the things you need to know, all the different types of displays. So to make a scatter plot, you must have what? And you can see it connected here. Unfortunately, I can't move my mouse over this screen. You can see to make a scatter plot, you must have what? And I would probably just save this or write this down. I would know where this is all connected. We don't cover logistic regression. That's why it's got the X through it. But take a screenshot of this, have this written down, know what your variables are. The very top of it, I'll kind of move over to it. The very top of it, where's my camera? The very top portion up here are univariate displays. These are univariate displays right here. So this is the univariate categorical, this is the univariate quantitative, and this is the bivariate quantitative, because you can see the quantitative goes into the scatter plots and time plots. So hopefully this helps make more sense of it. But really great graphic to just kind of know and review. So when you get to the test, you're like, okay, I know which graphics are which ones. So great graphic right there. And you can see where the mosaic plot was with two categorical variables, and the bar chart is one categorical variable. So we are back. Who's in the lead now? Hero Bunny jumping to the lead. Winning it for Morty. You got this, Hero Bunny. Let's see who wins with the next question. True or false? Outliers can make a strong correlation weak. Just don't you ever forget, anything is possible. Outliers can make a strong correlation weak. It's almost like the graphic on the screen is trying to help you out with an answer. Take a look at that graphic. Those black points right there are a super strong linear correlation. And that purple dot right there is going to pull away from it and make the very strong correlation weak. So the answer is most definitely true. Nice job. Great work on that one. That's awesome. That's about the 80% I want. I think sometimes people maybe answer quickly, like, I got to catch up. It's a true false. I'm going to go super quick. And because I got a 50-50 shot and I can get some real quick points. I mean, strategy, right? If you're in like 7th, you might be like, hey, I got to play some strategy here. So, I think this is a good percentage. And what should you know about outliers? What can outliers do to correlation? What can outliers do to correlation? This is the note we need. Oh, yeah, heck yeah. We'll play some Punch-Out music for that. Or is this Punch-Out? Either one's fine. Yeah, that's Punch-Out music. That's Mega Man. What can outliers do to correlation? What can outliers do? Anything is possible. Anything. Outliers can do anything. So anything on a test that says like, can they make a strong correlation weak, a weak correlation strong, a positive correlation negative, a negative correlation positive, anything. So what can outliers do to correlation? Anything. Very important to know that. And maybe to know some examples, like here's a strong correlation, an outlier making it weak, because the black points right here would make a very linear correlation, and then this point down here is going to make it a lot weaker. So good review right there. Outliers can do anything. Bunny, come on, Bunny, you can do it. Do it for Morty. You can do it, Bunny. So pick the strongest correlation, all vanish. Which here is the strongest correlation? I hope I picked the right answers, because you might be tricked. You might be like, I don't know, I'm between two. But why are you between two? What is strength of a correlation? The strength of a correlation is the closer it is to -1 or +1. Please tell me, Pass Brian, that you picked the right answer. Yes, Pass Brian, you did pick the right answer. But what? Look right here at the check mark on this. Why? Two people were too afraid of this one. Right here, what does this right here represent? And what is strength? Can anyone explain in the chat right now? Strength is how close it is to what or what? So think of strength like this. Just like whenever you do strength, here's your way to memorize it. There's that hand. You hold your hands up like this. Because what's in the middle? Your head. And your head probably looks like mine, like a 0. So, I mean, it's that, I don't know. But with 0 being in the middle, if you do this, you're seeing your ones are like positive and -1. So it's like whenever we think about strength, we do this. I think that's my new thing this semester, if it makes sense. There's that hand, a mirror image. But between -1 and +1, so -1 is just as strong as +1. So both of these are right answers right here. 0 is the weakest. Man, I can't wait till we get our water back. I can't wait. When did we lose it? Like Tuesday? Tuesday, no water. Ooh, Gator overtook Jaguar. But I'm still rooting for Hero Bunny. Polite Sloth. You don't got to be polite in this game. You can win. I'm still rooting for the bunny, though. Always rooting for the bunny. Here we go. If correlation is 0.4, what is R squared? It can be -0.4 or 0.4. This is a new concept we'll be doing. Don't think too hard on it. Just think, what is R squared? This is a new concept we'll be doing this week. What is R squared? I mean, it is what it sounds like. It's R squared. And correlation is R. You need to know that correlation is R's. So if I tell you R squared, 4 times 4 is what? 4 times 4 is 16. Move the decimals and you get 0.16 right here. Good job. So R squared is the percent of variation in Y explained by the variation in X. This will be a big topic in linear regression. So look at that. I mean, this is not technically a normal curve because it's a bar chart, because it's categorical, but it just made a perfectly symmetric distribution, even though we can mix these up because they have no order to them because they're a bar chart. Still interesting. I don't know. You see things like that, and if you do a lot of stats, you just see it like, oh, wait a minute, that's symmetric distribution. Let's give 20 points for symmetric distributions that are not really symmetric because the bar order is random. Anyways. But we will talk more about this next week. This will be a big concept, and this is like my warning. I want people to put this in the chat. Chapter 7 is tough. I mean this. Put this in the chat. I want you telling people watching this in the future. I want you to remind yourself of this. Like the first test is not so bad. The first test people usually do pretty well on. The average is in the sometimes mid 80s. I've seen mid 80s. I've seen high 70s. But chapter 7 is where people are like, I don't get this. I don't know how to do this. And that's all right. I mean, there's tougher chapters. You ask me to do a grammar section, I'd be like, why are we doing grammar? I don't know how to do grammar. I'm not good at that. You'll find errors all the time in what I write. So I understand 7's a more difficult chapter, and I want you to know that from years of teaching this, I've seen chapter 7 is usually where it's a little more difficult for people to follow and to understand. So it's going to take some practice for chapter 7. Do this. Oh no, sorry, Katie. Don't worry. Don't start chapter 7 too late. Start it early and email me questions when you have them. So start chapter 7 early. Check out the review videos. I should be streaming 100%. We haven't had any buffering issues today. So if we can come by the streams, ask questions, check out the review videos. I've already got chapter 7 quizzes posted if you look at the links. Let me just show that really quick because I don't think a lot of people know about this. I don't think a lot of people know that on the YouTube channel, we have the test 1 assignments. Has anyone found this yet? Where it has all the test 1 assignments, and these are already pre-made for you, and it goes over pretty much most of the quiz type questions. So if you go here to the YouTube channel, which you're currently on, and you just go down here. You can see practice test review, visualization assignment playlist, all chapter reviews, TI tutorial reviews. So whatever you think might help you, like if you're doing the test 1 assignments, you can go through here, and there's already stuff on chapter 6 and all this stuff. Awesome, Morgan. I'm glad. That's why I have the playlist, and I try to update them. You see, like, I've got the Canvas content Kahoots up top, and I've got the office hours up top. And thank you for everyone watching this, watching these streams. It really honors me that they're getting, there's me in the iceberg. I don't know. I amuse myself. It honors me that we get this many views and people are utilizing this. So thank you very much. Enough about me thanking you. Let's see who's going to win this Kahoot. Make sure to email me if you win. Let's get on with the show. Bunny, you're doing good, Bunny, but I want to see you win. You got this. Do it for Morty. If someone scores an 85 and we predict they score a 75, what is the residual? Here's the hint right here. This is a review for next week. Tough week. So the review is actual minus predicted. Someone scores an 85. We predict that they score a 75. Nice job right there, Haley. Excellent work, Haley. We predict they'd score a 75. So solve this right here. A residual is how much we miss by. They actually make an 85. And we predict they'd make a 75. You're learning a new topic if you haven't done regression yet. I snuck this in here. The answer is 10. Nice job. So when you think about a residual, it's just how much you miss with your prediction by. So imagine this. You predict a new car will cost you $15,000. When you go out to buy it, it actually costs $12,000. What is the residual? You predict a new car will cost $15,000. When you go out to buy it, it actually costs $12,000. I know this, and this is on the test. Actual minus predicted. You just got to remember residual wrap. I don't know. I've been wanting to do something. Careful, Andrew. You're super close. Nice job, Andrew. You just be very careful. So always write down what your actual and your predicted is. I switched it up right there. So the difference matters negative or positive. So if the actual price of the car is $12,000 and the predicted is equal to $15,000, remember it's actual minus predicted. Remember residual wrap. That's the way I remember it. And the actual is also known as the observed sometime. I just like calling it actual so we can say residual wrap. And then I don't want to make like the residual wrap. I need to talk to that guy. I've got a guy who might actually help me make that. He's the, a student told me about this guy who made like the mean, median, and mode. These are the things you have to know. And so he made up that wrap right there. And I'll be like, hey, if we did the residual wrap, I'd love that, like a statistics thing. So, hey, he said March. He said he might be free more in March. So I'm going to talk to him. Might have, who knows, might have a musical video coming out on this channel. That'd be really funny. But anyways, this is how we do the residual, the actual minus predicted, residual wrap, getting back at stats. Oh, if you want to help write some bars to this, Andrew. Woo! Did you see this? On the leaderboard right here, these three all took off. They are just separating themselves out. Let's see right here. Who is going to win? 2 questions to go. If a residual is positive, which was larger? So here's the hint. I drew a graphic up here. The residual right here is positive, and these are the actual values in black right here. These colored values right here, or this right here, is the line of prediction. These are known as y-hat. This is something to teach you for next week. Very important. So which was larger? There's only 2 answers that work for this. Residual is actual minus predicted. So if the residual is positive, which was larger? The graphic gives it away. So nice. Oh my God. Wrong button. Mario's on that cycle right there. Listen to some Mario music here, but great job, everybody. So these are the actual values. Does everyone see what a residual is? I can't teach with Mario. Does everyone see how a residual is calculated? The residual is how much we miss by. So the residual for this point right here, because here's the actual point itself, and here's the prediction. So the residual for this point must be what? The residual for this black point right here, here's the line of prediction. The residual for this must be what? Because it's below. So if an actual point is below the line, negative, exactly. How about if something's exactly on here? Like if we had a point that was exactly on this line, what would its residual be? Think about what residual kind of means. It's like what's left over or how much we miss by. So if something is exactly on the line, great job right there, Tia, it'd be 0. Let's throw everyone, Tia and everyone else answering those questions. Let's throw another 20 points to the chat. Mubot, keeping up with the chat right here. Thank you so much, everybody. But anything on the line would have a residual of 0. Things above the line have positive residuals. Things below the lines have negative residuals. So kind of do this practice right here. Understand what residuals mean. It's how much we miss by when we make a prediction, known as the actual minus the predicted. So it's just how far was our prediction off? Actual, what the actual point is, noted by these black points right here. These are the actual observations. Good to see you, Lucy. And so we're going to be doing 320 Kahoot coming up here real soon. And it's over correlation also, because we're going to be doing that next week. We're going to see who's going to win with this next question. Bunny. You got this, Bunny. Sorry, Genius Skater. But you know I'm rooting for the bunny. I'm always rooting for whoever's a bunny in this game. Let's do this, Bunny. So here we go. True or false? Be quick. Adding all the residuals together will sum to 0. If you add all those residuals together, they will sum to 0. There's a reason we call it the line of best fit. And it's related to this. The line of best fit will create. I'm waiting for everyone to answer. The answer is yes, it's very true. The line of best fit creates a line that has the residual sum to 0, and it's very, very true. Because the line kind of goes through the center of the data, and all of these positive and negative residuals right here will sum to 0. So I think this is on some of your, oh yeah, because these are like on the Canvas content quiz. So take a look at this video again when you're doing the Canvas content quiz. Has anyone used this to help them ace the Canvas content quiz? I'd be honored if that's true. Does anyone, and we're just giving advice to people who maybe haven't, but when you're doing your Canvas content quiz, do you come back and look at these questions and review them and hopefully like put them in your notes and be like, okay, the sum of all the residuals, so close. Let's throw some points out. Morgan says yes right there. So use these for the Canvas content quiz. There's a lot of questions that are either the same or very close to them. We're going to find out who the winner is. Hampton, great job right there. We can't do Tiny Brian.
Got to Mega Brian. Polite Sloth. They changed my soundboard. Hero Bunny. And we know who this is going to be. It's going to be the Gator. Genius Gator. It helped you
last week. Awesome job right there, Morgan. Let's throw out some points here to the winners, and we're going to start the 320 Kahoot. Wow, we did it almost like, I say 30 minutes for the Kahoots. Almost perfectly on time. Just still tired. This has been one heck of a week. I am Genius Gator, but I'm a 320 student. You still get the points. We're doing 1,000 points. Nico, great job, Nico. You know what? Since 320 played, and we always like that, we're going to get points all the way down to 5th as we usually do. So if you were 1st through 5th, let us know. Nico, great review. We want as many people here reviewing. We want as many people reviewing as we can. And so you know what I'm also going to do? I'm also going to give another... Who got second? Because I'm going to give another $20 Amazon gift card to second. So I think Hero Bunny right there. Haley, are you 201? Nico, you still won the $20 gift card. You still email me and make sure you say what email address you want me to send the $20 gift card to. But Haley, I think you're 201, right? Yes. So email me also, Haley. Haley, second, we're also going to give you a $20 gift card. So email me and make sure, like, say, if it's your email address you want me to use, I'll send it to that one. And if you, I'm 99% sure everyone's gotten the Amazon gift cards. Has anyone won and I've sent you the Amazon gift card? You can confirm, like, yes, Brian does send an Amazon gift card to me for being the winner. I'd hate for someone to be like, Brian says he's going to do that. But no. So yeah, great job, Haley. Let's give out the points here. I'm going to give out the points. We're going to start the 320 Kahoot. But send me, and let's see right here, Nico. 1,000 points for Nico. Excellent job, Nico. Man, it's so cool seeing people's points. Mubot must edit points. Nico gets points right there. 1,000 points. Haley. Oh, let's put on some music. Okay, 2 seconds music right here. I like this song. Music's quite good. Haley. 500 points. Excellent job, Haley. So cool seeing people's points and hours watched. You are welcome, Nico. 5th, Madison right there. Let's go. Madison, I'm going to give everyone 250. Thank you, everyone. It's been a crazy week. And I really appreciate all the positivity. Like, you know what we do. It's just vols help vols all the time. That's what we do. And did we find 3rd? Kristen. There we go. Kirsten. Sorry, I mispronounced it right there. Brian is blind. That's the game. And as always, please tell me if I mispronounce your name ever. Haley got 4th right there. Haley, you still got some points. Haley with the points right there. Great job, Haley. We're throwing Haley some points. I love this song. It's just very chill. Haley got some points. We know what this means. We've got everyone's points added in. Let's throw another 20 points for everyone watching. Why not 50? Why not 50? Point economy inflation. Never hurts to inflate the economy. I mean, not giving any economic or financial advice. That's not what we do. We just do stats here. Thank you, Natasha, and thank you, everyone. So, 201, do not leave, because you could still win. You never know. So let's see. I'm gonna load up the Kahoot. So listen to the end of this song. Getting the Kahoot loaded up. I think everyone should be able to hear the music, right? If you're like, Brian, we don't hear any music. Yep, you're hearing the music. Routing works. More chill music. Chill is best. See, the problem is like I'll start listening to this and I just want to listen to the rest of it. We'll listen to this while I'll turn off the Kahoot music. Okay. Kahoot is loading up. Classic. That's the style we're choosing for Kahoot. Kahoot is up. Let's show the code. Code's up. We're good to go. Who's going to join the Kahoot? Let's put we'll do about 3-minute timer here. I'm putting a 2-minute timer on for the second. Join up the Kahoot. Who's in the chat? Kahoot is starting. Flying Shark. That's scary right there. Radiant Octopus versus Flying Shark. What if there's only 2 people playing the Kahoot? That'd be crazy. But there's not. There's a lot more. Oh, yes. I think I might have encouraged 201 to stay. 201's like, we got a shot. Got a shot. I've got some correlation knowledge. They haven't covered correlation yet. We're going to win. Watch out, Nico. Nico's going to have an advantage. He knows some correlation. You can win both Kahoots. It just means you know your stuff. Sometimes 201 and 320 converge on their knowledge a little bit. I like this right here. What questions do people have right now? 320 has their assignment. I've been talking a lot on the Discord, trying to give a bunch of general advice. If you're not on the 201 Discord, please join the Discord. Oh, what's Andrew got right there? What's the video, Andrew? I didn't even see. I'm too afraid to click because I'll... Some of you is my favorite background music. Yes, email me that. Well, I don't know if I can play it on stream because this music right here is actually YouTube copyright-free music. Oh, thank you so much, everyone, for showing up. We're doing the 1,000 points as usual, so you can get some points. Just the music, Jazz Coffee Shop. Ooh, I think I've seen that. You have to be careful what you play on YouTube because you'll get copyright noticed. Like if I play it over because it's someone else's video. Correlation is a more specific type of association or the other way around. Yes, correlation is a type of association that only is for what? QQ, straight enough, no outliers, plot doesn't thicken. Correlation is a type of association that is only for what? Nice job, William. Glad to hear that. QQ, you're right. 2 quantitative variables. I think the biggest thing and my goal with these assignments, we'll get started here in, I'm gonna do 1 minute time after this. My biggest goal with these assignments is that they, like we cover the material. I know that sounds weird to be like, we cover the material and then you do an assignment on it, but whatever I'm talking about in class, 1 minute time and then we'll get started. Whatever we're talking about in class, I want to be the material you get on your assignment. So as you go through the assignment, you're like, oh, Brian specifically talked about this. We're losing people. No, there's about 50 seconds to go. Yes, check in on the Discord. You're in this semester 320, right, Lucy? See, sometimes I like see a name, like, and then someone's like, no, I took it last semester. No, I'm 9. No, because I know, because LinkedIn and all that. Yeah, I know you're this semester. So, but sometimes when I go from semester to semester, my brain breaks. And someone's like, no, Brian, I took your class 2 years ago, and I'll be like, what? No way. Impossible. Impossible. Yes, thank you, Snare, right there. That's my goal. Is I wanted, especially with the craziness of internet this week, and it looks like we're more stabilized with Suddenlink. We haven't had any buffering issues. Please tell me if there's ever buffering issues. It makes my heart go crazy when the whole chat's like, buffering. It's time. Join in quick. I think sometimes people wait for me to say, but the 1 minute timer's over. Section 5 especially. Yes. Here we go. Starting the Kahoot. Let's do this. No more happy music. Time for Kahoot music. Here we go. Still got the happy music on. All right, here we go. Is the Pearson test statistically significant? All you got to know, sorry if it's a little small c, I'm going to zoom in on it. Is that statistically significant? Is that Pearson test statistically significant? You can see the output really clear right there. Is that Pearson test statistically significant? Should be pretty quick and easy if you know how to do statistical significance. Statistical significance is always noted as p-values that are below a certain number. Technically, it's alpha, and alpha is usually assumed to be 0.05. So if the p-value is low, reject the null, and this p-value right here is very, very low. Great job, everybody. I was 20 points for the person who answered maybe. Everyone's just going to go for the meme speed run of this now. Like, maybe? I mean, that's kind of true. Maybe it is. And the answer is, what's the pin? You bet. There's the pin right there. No worries. So there's the pin for it. And what we look at right here is this. Now, I want to mention this bottom output, which is going to be very important right here. So when you look at this output right here, this is, are you confident is statistically significant? What do you want to see with this interval to be confident of statistical significance or be confident it's not statistical significance? Here's a hint. When you look at the range of values that the p-value might be, and you're saying, I think the p-value is somewhere between 0 to 0.007. So you're saying, I am 95% confident that the p-value, the true p-value, is contained in the interval 0 to 0.007. And when we look at this interval for estimating what this p-value might be up here, we don't want to see what in this interval. Like, you don't want to see this in this interval. What if I told you that Michael Jordan was the best athlete of all time? Sounds like a ESPN. They used to do that, like, what if I told you? So what if I told you I think the p-value might be between this and this range? Exactly, Kayla, right there. The range should be below. Yes, well, be careful. So this one right here is a bad one, but these are conclusive intervals. This interval is conclusive, and this interval right here is conclusive. Why are both of these intervals conclusive? Why are both of these intervals here conclusive? So both of those intervals on the screen right there are conclusive. And why are both of those intervals conclusive? I'm going to try to make my handwriting look better while you explain why are both of these intervals here on the screen conclusive. They do not include 0.05. Exactly. Because we're saying I think the p-value is somewhere between 0.06 to 0.09. That's conclusive, does not contain 0.05. The other one says I think the p-value is between 0.01 to 0.03. That's conclusive. This one up here is going to be inconclusive because it contains 0.05. So that's the goal, is that when we talk about what we think the p-value might be, we don't include 0.05 in the range because that's going to be inconclusive. So let's do the next question and see what you know. I wonder. So knowing iguana, how can you beat a knowing iguana? You can only beat it with a clever lemming. A dynamic deer, that's some alliteration. Dynamic deer, you're going to win. Next question. Let's do this. Is the Pearson test... No. This one says, is it conclusive? Well, the answer is going to be the same either way. I must not have hit update. Will that impact any other ones? That's why I did change this right before it. Is it conclusive? The answer is the same either way. Is it conclusive? Same output. I must have not hit save when I was working on this before. It is conclusive, and it is statistically significant. The answer is the same either way. I tried to update this before, and it must not have hit save. Whoops. I don't think that impacts any questions, though. This is the only one I found. I looked through the whole thing. But does everyone notice right here, this is conclusive because it what? Why is the Pearson test right here conclusive? Why is this conclusive right here? Just, you got to repeat. And if it was right on, if it touches 0.05, then it's going to be inconclusive. If 0.05 is anywhere in the interval. Still the same answer whether or not it's conclusive. It does not include 0.05 exactly. So this is conclusive. Oh yeah, no, it randomizes the answers. So sorry about that if you clicked really quickly. The way I make my Kahoots every time is I always put the right answer in the top left so I know which one's the right answer. So every time I make my Kahoots, and the answers are always randomized. So sorry that wherever these positions are of the answers will change, because when I make them, every time I pick a right answer, it's always in the top left corner, and then I ask it to randomize the order of them. So sorry about that. I know the same wording was used. Total shakeup at the leaderboard. Flying Shark flying into the lead right here. Let's see who's going to win with the next question. Next question is, which correlation is appropriate? Ooh. There's only two types of correlation. You saw the correct one on the other screen. I wonder who's going to win. So I'll give you a hint. There's only Pearson and Spearman. Pearson is what we learned in Stats 201. Pearson is the basic correlation, and we'll learn an additional correlation coming up right here. So Pearson is the basic stats 1 correlation, and the other one is Spearman, which you might have saw on the output on the other screen. We'll be covering this week. Sorry, William. So the answer is Spearman. So Pearson is only for linear. So when you have a strong linear correlation, that is stats 1 correlation. And the way to remember this is in stats 1, what website did you go to if you took it at UT to do your homework? In stats 1, what website did you do your homework on? As soon as we change provider, I'm not going to be able to use this. In stats 1, what website did you go to do your homework on? Who knows what website you would go to? And you would do this type of correlation. You would just do linear correlation. Pearson. You go to my Pearson. So Pearson is linear, but here's some hints for later on. So listen in as I give some hints. Spearman can handle things like outliers, which this has. This has outliers. This has issues with outliers here. That's an extreme outlier. That's an extreme outlier. Pearson can also handle non-linearity of data, which this has non-linearity. Pearson can also handle outliers, non-linearity. It needs to still be monotonic. It must go in one direction. We're going to be learning this week. So this does go in one direction. You can't have two directions where it goes up and down like this, or that's multiple directions because it keeps going up and down. So those are some key things about Spearman. We will go into Spearman this week, but think about how Spearman has an S, and an S is a kind of like sloped shape, and it is different than Pearson. So Pearson can do the more advanced stuff like outliers, nonlinearity, and heteroscedasticity. Write those down if you haven't. Spearman can handle outliers, nonlinearity, and heteroscedasticity, which means differing spreads. Hetero means different, and spread versus homoscedasticity, same spread, which you know in stats 1 is plot does not thicken. So let's see. Did you remember it? Let's find out. Shakeup of the leaderboard. Dynamic Leopard dynamically jumping to the lead. It's anyone's game right now as we go to question 4. What does the red line represent? Some permutation time right here. Remember that the red line is always our result, and we're talking about correlation right here. So what would our result be? When we're doing correlation, what would our result be? When we're doing correlation, what would our result be? When we're doing correlation, what would our result be? Did anyone catch the hint? I cracked myself up. The answer is R. Who caught the hint? Did anyone do like, when we're doing correlation, what would our result be? So the observed result in correlation, or like when you do a correlation, is R, which stands for the correlation. So where are the permutations? Hint, hint, hint. Andrew told people in class, like when Brian says hint, hint, write that down maybe. Where are the permutations? Where are the permutations when you look at this? So this is the correlation we observed right here on the red line. This is the observed correlation value. And where are the permutations? Where are the permutations? The results created by random chance. Where are the results created by random chance? In the what? Where are the results? Kayla, you're right. They are centered around 0 because most correlations by random chance would have a correlation very close to what? Just as you're saying, these are the results. Like this, the histogram right here, exactly, Mubarak, great job. These are the results created by random chance. And if we create correlations by random chance, then, and it does create a normal distribution. Interesting, right? It creates a normal distribution of results that are centered around 0 because the most likely correlation by random chance would be what? So the most likely correlation by random chance would probably be what? So if you said a correlation due to random chance, it'd probably be pretty close to what? And then more extreme ones would be less likely over here, but most correlations by random chance would probably be close to 0. And that's what you see when you create correlations by random chance, that most of the permutated results have correlations close to 0. And then our correlation over here that's more extreme is going to have a very small probability. This is our correlation, and what's just as extreme as 0.6? Can anyone tell me in the chat, what is just as extreme as 0.6? And I've literally given away multiple answers coming up on the Kahoot. What is just as extreme as 0.6? Just as extreme, or just as strong as 0.6 is negative 0.6. So this is a result just as extreme as our result. And then what do you think the p-value, hint, 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 would be for this? What do you think the p-value would be for this correlation test, which we saw earlier in the output? The estimated p-value for this would be what? Like how many permutations are as extreme or more extreme than our correlation right here? The correlation we observed, the permutations, the results created by random chance, showed that blank % of the time would, exactly, Andrew, 0% of the time do we get something as extreme or more extreme than our result or a result just as extreme. There's no results that were outside, like more extreme than ours. So stay tuned. Those were lots of hints. Here we go. Let's see some right answers. Dynamic deer, you got this. Where are the permutations? You know this. Where are those permutations? It's not a trick question. don't look. Someone's like, he's like, oh, more trick question. It's not a trick question. Crack myself. Ah. Where are those permutations? Where are the results created by random chance? Permutations, nice job. So my favorite example for permutations, like whenever you think about permutating results, Brian talks about you take the test and some people studied 10 hours, some people studied 1 hour, some people studied 20 hours, some people studied 5 hours. I walk in with your test grades and what do? Now, be writing this in the chat. This is like the interactive part. If I'm permutating the results, I just throw them in the air and I say the nearest test to you, you pick up. And we pretend every test lands face down so you can't see. And it's not like you know that your test has like the back folded. You just have no idea what test you're picking up. So now any association between how long you studied and your test grade would be due to what? So listen again and say my favorite thing. Because with these permutations, we're taking the data and just mixing it up. And you got it, Dylan. Nice job, Dylan, right there. That's worth the 20 points for the chat right there. Completely due to random chance. So when we create the permutated results, we're going to see that any association would be due to random chance because we're just mixing them up. And you'll notice right here that the most likely correlations due to random chance are going to be close to 0. And he does say MuBuck's given out now. I think, Lucy, did you point that out? He did say MuBot's given out. MuBot and I had a talk. You know, we haven't talked to MuBot in a while. He's probably feeling pretty lonely. Where are you at, MuBot? MuBot, I am sorry. MuBot, I programmed you incorrectly. It's my fault. And it's truthfully evil MuBot I'm mad at. But MuBot, good MuBot I'm happy with. You just... What's going on right here? What music?
Don't ever make fun of evil MuBot. MuBot always remains evil. I need to get my water back. Okay, let's end the music. Boss, out. Brian, come back.
Okay, we're back. Let's do this. Okay, we're back. Okay, good job, everybody. Let's find out who's going to win. Okay. Estimate the p-value. It's not like, woo! Who's got a good guess on this one? Estimate that p-value. I love this as a test question. If you know this, pretty easy to estimate the p-value. Who knows the p-value right here? Crabrave in the chat. Estimate that p-value. Love this as a test question. One of my favorite ones to ask. Instantaneously, if you know how the p-value is being estimated. Good shot right there. If a Stat 201 student got it, I'm super impressed. So what are we looking at? Explain, try to write this down. The p-value is going to be the percent of permutations that are as extreme or more extreme than our observed results. Here's your observed results. Here's the permutations. There are none that are as extreme or more extreme. I try to make any estimate p-value questions obvious. This is the most obvious one because there's no permutations that are as extreme or more extreme than our results or results just as extreme as ours. And thus, what would we say about this correlation? The correlation of 0.6 was very what? The correlation we observed of 0.6 was very what? Because there's the p-value. The correlation of 0.6 was very, very what? Who knows? It's a question. I wouldn't call it an outlier. Oh, yeah, it's statistically significant because the p-value, it's statistically significant. And I was thinking very unlikely by random chance. Puppet Shark, you think we did a good job? Oh, that's Tiny Puppet Shark. Yeah, that was Tiny Puppet Shark. So this is a moderate strong correlation, and it's very unlikely by random chance. So it's very, very statistically significant. I might fix Tiny Brian's voice after the stream. I might try to do that. So it's unlikely. We wouldn't say it's not by random chance. We would say it's very unlikely by random chance. So just don't worry. A lot of people have been saying not likely by random or not possible or not by random chance. The p-value is going to tell us it's very unlikely by random chance. We would never say something is. Don't worry. I'm such a stickler on stats words. That's what happens when you teach something for 10 years. The p-value just tells us it's unlikely by random chance, not that it can't occur by random chance, which not by random. Yeah. Does that make sense, Mubarak? Let's throw some 20 points right here. I really appreciate all the comments because the only way to like shore up our knowledge is to make the comments and to like be like, okay, so the p-value is going to tell us it's unlikely by random chance, not that it's not by random chance. Great job right there, everybody. Keep it up. Who's going to win? Spearman works well with the following. Ooh, review question. What does Spearman work well with? What does Spearman work well with? It's almost like I said quite a few of these things. What does Spearman work well with? Yep, all of them. Please take a note on this screen. I'm off the screen for a moment so you can write these down. But these are the things you need to know about Spearman. Spearman handles outliers well. Which of these is a requirement for Spearman? Only one of these is a requirement for Spearman. And what does that word mean? Only one of these is a requirement for Spearman. It's not like you need heteroscedasticity to have Spearman. Heteroscedasticity stands for differing spread. When you have hetero right here, it means differ or different, and spread. So the opposite of heteroscedasticity is homoscedasticity, which is same spread. Either there's the same spread or there's a differing spread. And the only requirement, so nonlinear is really good. We usually want to see nonlinear. Monotonic, one direction. Monotonic right there, one direction. That is the required one. To use Spearman, you must have monotonic. Monotonic means it just goes in one direction at all times. It either continuously goes up or it continuously goes down. So it must be monotonic to properly use it. So Spearman requires monotonic. Hint, hint. Anyways, glowing squid on a streak right here, but dynamic leopard. Oof, let's find out who that is with the next question. Spearman must be which one? Spearman must be which of the following? Please tell me, Brian. It has to be this, remember. Which of these must Spearman be? Oh, no! How did half of people get it wrong? No! I want you to write in the chat right now for 20 points. If we can get 10 people to write this, Spearman must be monotonic. 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 Must go in one direction. Spearman must be monotonic. Spearman must be monotonic. Spearman must be monotonic. Thank you, Snare, right there. Thank you, Jensen, right there. Yes, let's throw some 20 points in the chat. That's Andrew's helping us out. I didn't say it had to be different people, right? So Spearman must be monotonic. Spearman must be monotonic. We must make sure we know this. Andrew has said it one less time than I have. So we understand now that Spearman must be monotonic. What do we have next? I don't know. Let's find out with the next question. Oh, it's anybody's game. It's anybody's game. Here we go. Pearson must be which of the following? This is the one you did in Stat 201. So Stat 201, you should know. QQ, no outliers. Which, I mean, to do correlation, you must have two quantitative variables. Any sort of correlation is two quantitative variables. So that could have been on here. It could have been must have two quantitative variables requirement. But Spearman must be nice. That was worth it. We're throwing 50 points. Spearman is for linear. We're just going crazy on these Crazy Point Fridays. Technically, it also must be monotonic. Linear, monotonic. When you think about a line, you might be saying, wait a minute. Doesn't it just have to be linear? A line goes in one direction. There we go. So the line goes in one direction. If you have a line, it's going to go in one direction here. So positive, negative, but a line must go in one direction. So lines by default are monotonic. And great job on the points here, everybody. Good to see Jensen getting some points here in the chat. So awesome stuff. Jensen, did you say, are you in another section? Because it looks like first time here, getting the points already up to silver tier. And I hate to say it, the bonus points are only in our section. But no, I'm really proud of everybody. And it's so good to see people share it with other people, let people know we do these Kahoots. You might win, and it's some good practice. So this is important for 201 that we have here QQ straight enough, no outliers, two quantitative variables, a straight enough relationship, and there's no outliers. Yeah, it's so awesome to see here. No, we're throwing, I don't care. We're throwing another 50 points for Jensen right here. Jensen, we are honored to have you here, and we're just giving out some crazy points today. Let's do this. Last question of the day. Who's going to win? Oh my gosh. Dynamic leopard, it's yours to lose to dynamic deer. It's a dynamic deer versus a dynamic leopard. I can't even speak. True or false? Correlation is 0 for this plot. The plot has no association. It's almost like this was in 201 also. It's almost like 201 did the same question. Oh, if you were in 201, you should know that correlation, at least when you talk about Pearson, which this is, Pearson correlation is only going to measure. Pearson only measures linear. And they actually fit a parabolic form on this. Oh, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. What happened here? What happened here? So this plot right here, why is there a very strong association? Association just means what? And this is something we practice in 320. Knowing one variable tells you something about another. If you know the value of x, might you be able to estimate the value of y from this? Why knowing the value of x would let you estimate the value of y? Why, if you know the value of x, could you estimate the value of y? Because there's a what. Wouldn't you say that they're highly, highly what? Knowing the value of x, would that tell you something about the value of y here? And why is correlation equal to 0? This is a huge 201 review question, big in 320 also. I really love that a lot of our topics carry over between sections. So why, you're correct, that is the association. And so why is correlation equal to, why is correlation 0 right here? Why is correlation 0? Why is correlation 0? And Spearman, I think, is also going to be 0. Spearman's rank correlation. More on Spearman next week. Spearman correlation and our correlation, my Pearson correlation. Pearson correlation is also 0. Why? And I drew Pearson correlation out. So I'm showing Pearson correlation 0, nonlinear, exactly. So there's a nonlinear relationship, and Pearson only measures the linear strength. So a flat line goes through it. Great job right there, Daria. It is nonlinear. And yes, awesome. I really appreciate everybody practicing right here. I like to put in a lot of the trick questions that I see people getting wrong on the test. So does that make sense? Well, in the residuals, we'll cancel. This one actually has no residuals because it has an R squared of 100%. Unless you do a linear relationship, the parabolic. So what does, last question here, you ready before we see the leaderboard? What does this R squared of 100% mean about the parabola? This parabolic relationship that X has with Y does what? Nico, you're cracking me up today. This parabolic relationship that X has with Y does what for the variation in Y? Just think about it like how you'd... So this parabolic relationship that X has with Y does what? Right here. 100% of the variation in Y is explained by the variation in X. Like the parabolic form, this parabola we're fitting through the data explains 100% of the variation. Like if you know X, you can predict Y 100%. Exactly, Lucy, right there. Like that's a quick way to explain to someone. It perfectly explains Y, as in we'll never miss, which means what? The residuals are equal to what? Since we never miss, just like you said right there, we never miss. We perfectly explain it. All the residuals would be equal to what? So the residuals always cancel out. But in this instance, since we never miss, all the residuals, because look at all the actual points. The blue points are the actual, and the black is the predicted. The parabola is making the predictions. So all of the residuals would be equal to what? Last question. All the residuals, since all the blue points are on the predictions. All the actual blue points are on the predictions from the parabola right here. The residuals would be equal to 0. Nice job, Daria, right there. Daria, you just won everyone another 20 points. Why not 50? Let's do 50. Thank you for staying till the end, everybody. Really appreciate it. Let's see who the winner is. Make sure to tell me if you won, and make sure to email me if you're the winner. Let's see right here. Genius Bat. Wasn't it between two darings? No, Glowing Squid? Ooh, did they come back to win? Who won? 9,000? Dynamic Leopard with 10 out of 10. Only perfect score. And so technically, Lucy, that would be a parabola of best fit because it's a parabolic form. So someone's doing polynomial regression right there. So it'd be a polynomial regression, which we will talk about polynomial fits in regression. But the concepts, nice job, Mubarak. Excellent work. Let's add Mubarak some points right here. We're going to hop over to the main screen. Mubarak, you get 1,000 points for that. Excellent work. Make sure to email me, Mubarak, to get the Amazon gift card. Can anyone confirm Brian has sent me an Amazon gift card? I'm always afraid someone's going to be like, Brian's not sending those to students. I hit Discord. Discord's loading. Like, Brian has sent me an Amazon gift card. I promise you. Or like, no, Brian is not. And I'd be like, oh no, let's fix that. Okay, we're adding points to people. Go. Glowing Squid, second place. Kayla, nice job. Dynamic Deer, we can give some points for that. I love seeing everybody's points. Let's put on some music right here. Let's put on... Listen to this one today. I like it. Everyone's trying to get to higher and higher levels, even though Jacob, nice job, Jacob. Reppin' Stats 101. I'm giving you extra points for that. Jacob, Reppin' Stats 101. Getting third place. Great job, Jacob. Really good practice right there. Jacob, are you the one using R also? Were you the one? I'm trying to remember. I think Kayla gave points to. Who have I not given points to? Is 4th through 5th. This is third week. I got second place. I'm just not fast enough. Kayla, next time you get second place, we're going to throw you a $20 Amazon gift card. Nico, I didn't send Nico his card yet. He's calling BS on this. He's saying, no, Brian says he sends his Amazon gift cards, but nah. 130 minutes ago, can confirm Brian does not send Amazon gift card. I wish they were linked to Discord. Jensen, we need to figure this out. Because if Terry's doing, you can maybe tell Terry your points and I can talk to him. Like, if you want to tell Terry your points and be like, hey, Terry, I participated in the Kahoots. If you want to honor the points, it's his call. It's 100% his call. It's his class, his call. I have my own system since I use this online. But if Terry wants to do it, you place Daria, excellent work. Let's throw Daria some points right here. Daria, excellent work. Are you 200 or 320? Because I'm really proud of I'm proud of my 201 students. I mean, I'm proud of my 320 students, but I'm really proud of the 201s. Like, if you stayed, Daria, that's awesome. I'm really proud. Like, Dynamic Deer, we gotcha. I was rooting for you, Dynamic Deer. I mean, that's some tough competition. Nah! Don't kill Rate My Professor. What is this site you speak of called Rate My Professor? I have never seen such a site. I do not know of it. No, I know of it. Of course. Yeah, friends being sarcastic there. I'm honored by the nice words people have said about me. It's really, really nice that people say those things. So, but it's tough, you know, like I read my, real quick on that, and feel free to ask questions if you have them. I read my reviews like every semester, so feel free if you have something critical. I mean, like, my classes are not perfect, and they can't be perfect for everybody. But it's so funny. I get things like, most of the time it's Brian talks too quickly, which I do understand. I'm from New York. I talk too quickly, and my brain just sometimes goes a million miles per hour because I'm ADD. But then once in a while someone will write, Brian talks too slowly. I'm like, are you just doing that to mess with me? Are you trying to make it so I talk even quicker than I do? Because that would not be good. Sometimes I'll get like, Brian provides too many examples for questions and I get bored in class. And then I'll get like, Brian does not provide enough examples in class. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. But I try to go with the trend and what people say. And it's really helped me grow as an educator to read the reviews of people. So I try to read the reviews every semester and then change my teaching accordingly. Yeah, I think that's the thing is like, it's easy for us because we're formulating the words. So as we formulate the words and we start just like going a mile a minute, our brain's like having to process what we're seeing and it's making sense to us, but then someone has to intake it and they don't have that pre-processing our brain's doing. Jensen, I think you explained it perfectly right there. Like when we talk fast, we understand it and it makes sense to us because we have to vocalize it. And then when other people talk fast, we have to also, intake it. Oh, thank you so much, Lucy. Kayla watches them at 1.5 or 2 speed. I've had students say like they'll do 1.5 and some students have been like, yeah, if I put you up to like 2, it's too fast. Thank you, William, right there. Yeah, I'm really, if you look at where the bad reviews came from, it came from, a lot of them came from watching me on 3 speed. Oh, we gotta fix Tiny Brian here in a moment. Let's hop over to Tiny Brian's screen, or we can be Tiny Brian. Oh, shoot. There we go. So, yeah, let's see here. Gotta fix Tiny Brian's voice. But no, like, people, yeah. It's really nice people have nice things to say. I don't know. I try to be positive. I am slow, so just regular. Yeah. Like, I think I'd watch my videos at 1.25 or 1.5 if I was in the class. I'd like to do it a little faster, but yeah, it can help. Let's fix. Okay, I need your guys' help. We're gonna fix Tiny Brian's voice because something happened to his voice. So let's go find Tiny Brian. I'm like losing my mind here. Okay, here we go.
Okay, this is my voice.
I should have no effects on right now. Okay, there's no effects. I watched that 1.25 earlier, and I just don't know I'm from the South. Really, William? That's interesting. You know, that's the thing is they say like Northerners talk fast, and I think it all depends. You can't ever hold to any sort of preconceived notions because you know, I've moved. Interestingly enough, I just keep going deeper south in the U.S. I'm about as south as you can get right now in South Texas, but I grew up in New York. Went down to North Carolina, went over to Tennessee, and then you know, I'm in Texas now. So, and I was in Texas a while ago, a decade ago. I was also in Texas for a year and a half when I did archaeology. So his pitch needs to be low. Oh, that's low pitch. What did they do to the voice changer? Okay, higher pitch. Here we go. That does not. Oh God, that sounds horrible. This sounds horrible. Okay, that can't be Tiny Brian's voice. That's the pitch changer. Oh, we've got another dial over here. Statistics show stereotypes. Yeah, I do agree. And that's the thing is like there's trends in data. You can't use a trend to like isolate on an individual. Always helium. It does sound like Helium Brian, doesn't it? I think they updated this and I just want to scream at them like, put it back to the way it was. You messed up my voices on here. We'll try this. I think this is going to make the voice deeper. So here's deeper voice, and let's go this away.
And here we go. I sound like an alien. Oh my God. Tiny Brian's voice. I might seriously complain to them and be like, please put this back. Everything sounds... This can't be. This is an annoying voice.
Woody? Yeah, I can't do this either. It's funny, there's a lot of different settings you can use here. Okay. Let me go look at it might have been something I did. I shouldn't complain unless I figure out that it really was them. Okay, let me go look at the soundboard. Where is it? Kid Robot. Reverb. Okay, so this might be the issue. I might have clicked a button in here as I was making...
Yo. Hello.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2
1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2.
This.
That's a preset. These are all the presets. I think I just changed all my settings.
Hello? Okay. I don't know. Did you feel this gear?
No, I didn't. A lot of this gear, like the sound changer I have right here, is thanks to Haslam. So really, thanks right there for it. So Tiny Brian's inspired by Tiny Rick. If you watch Rick and Morty, it's like I'm Tiny Brian, and you can see all the settings right here. Oh my gosh, I might have to like seriously sit down and like there's so many settings for this. Look at all these things we can adjust. That's insanity. Oh, I might have to work on this offline because there's so many. I don't think we're going to work on his echo. He doesn't need an echo. Pitch. So right here, the pitch amount. Okay, let's try my pitch right here on this setting. I'm on preset 5. So amount is the pitch. Oh, there we go.
Here's the pitch.
It's a lot of fun. I think there's turning the echo off and reverb is off.
There's the
Pitch. So let's go up to here. And what does character do to the pitch? Okay. I think we want character at 100%.
And then we go up to here. Okay, this sounds more like Tiny Brian. Does this sound like Tiny Brian now for people who know Tiny Brian? I think this actually sounds like Tiny Brian. And you can understand me. Is this a good Tiny Brian voice? He always like sounds like he's from like another state, like Louisiana. I don't know. It's just, I think it does this modulation with my voice. Okay. So I think we got Tiny Brian down. Okay. And then, you see, oh, this right here. Here, we'll go to this. I don't know what's going on. Okay, is it working? I don't like this as much. Here, we'll go back to this one. I think this one's the best one, wide right here. So he's got it does modulation to my voice. When we go right here to medium, I think narrow doesn't sound the best. Narrow sounds a little like a chipmunk or something like that. But Tiny Brian, I think, sounds best with this. There's so many settings on this for echo. We don't want echo. Echo. I have no idea what's going on. Reverb. I've got the reverb to 0. And then, oh, let me try this. Okay, here's Tiny Brian right here. No, I think he needs to be over here. There we go. Is this, I think we got Tiny Brian done. I'm Tiny Brian! Woo! Tiny Brian! Okay, now that we got Tiny Brian done. Oh shoot, he's voice 5. Wait.
Voice 4. Okay, this is voice 4 now. Really quick setting on this. Watching the ins and outs of it says Kid Robot. Oh my gosh. So we need to go here. We got the effect on.
Let's go right here, and let's go right here. Here we go for the boss voice. And then we need some echo for the boss voice. No echo. Just a little reverb. Here's the boss voice. The boss. Okay, boss. I think this works. Here, we'll go check out the boss screen. Make sure the boss is comprehensible. Where's the button? Okay, here we go. Boss enter. Does this work for the boss? Am I still comprehensible when I do the boss voice? The whole microphone's on the screen now. I should do Kahoots in this whole voice. The boss is now number 4 voice. As long as this is comprehensible, we're good.
As long as Tiny Brian is comprehensible, we're good. So
we got the boy's voice, and we got
Tiny Brian.
I think that does it. Yeah, you're good? Awesome. Time to return. Go away.
We're going back to normal here. There we go. The radio voice I meant. Yeah, there's a way to do radio voice. Here, wait 2 seconds. Should be able to. That's not so much radio. Or here's robot, and here's. Oh, I got them all on. Here's hard. It's called hard tune. I guess if you. I don't know. It may sound as making. There's robot voice. I don't think robot voice works that well. And here's this. This is. I think this is what more sounds like radio voice. Just makes it sound pretty horrible. So what is that from? Someone's. I feel like that's a video game reference right there in the chat. But I think that's got it. Any other last questions? Let's hop back into space right here. We didn't have any music playing during this as we got the voices. Is like old-timey radio, yeah. Do you use the presence boost switch on the back of your mic? Is there... I don't think that's on the... Is that on here? Nico, do you know about... this is a Shure SMB7. So I don't think there's a presence... Is there some sort of thing on there? I don't know if there is. We'll put on a little music right here. Ah, yes. We'll hop over to Discord here in a second. Let's do that. Hop back over to the screen. Well, thank you, everyone, as we got the voices. Yeah, SM7B. Shure SM7B. Very popular microphone. Feel like Joe Rogan use it. As long as I'm getting the numbers right on it. Shure SM7B. Yeah. Shure SM7B. I always get like Shure MB7, all these different things. Mix it up. So yeah, email me the questions. Yeah, this is really good for, and I have it going through the Go XLR mixer. So all that good stuff right there. Excellent stuff. Any last questions before we head off right here and listen to some just nice music? I think that's got it. We got Tiny Brian's voice fixed.
Tiny Brian.
Got the boy's voice fixed.
Sydney, good to see you. Good to see you. You're in the wrong time zone. No. We should be caught live for Monday. We should be live, and hopefully I have water back by then. Fingers crossed. With that, hey, Jason, don't leave yet, everyone. We're going to go all day here. Jason, can we keep going? Jason? Jason? Oh, Jason, we just need to film for another 4 or 5 hours. We've almost got these new intros ready. We're almost there.
This has been going for like 20 hours. This ends now.
Bye, everybody. Bye.